Hey guys, you're watching Reaction Hour, Reaction Half Hour, the India's Me Too edition. And actually, Daniel's
it all started with
tweets and stuff.
Phantom Films. It all started with that, it being dissolved. I was sad. I was like, fuck. You know, every movie that we saw that was Phantom, we liked it.
It came out of nowhere, too. We just saw a tweet like, hey, Phantom Films is dissolving. And then automatically, I assume it's because of money reasons, because we keep on, you know, a certain follower or unsubscriber of ours, like, always commented that the films that we like were always box office bombs. They never made any money. So I was thinking, okay.
And then the bomb dropped that the reason, not officially why Phantom Films might have dissolved, was because of Bahl is a sexual harasser. So now,
well, he's worse than a sexual harasser. He's in a different level.
Well, I'm just using the words that have been used to describe it.
Yeah. Turns out that an incident happened with Vikas Bahl. He's been harassing this woman, or he harassed her after the incident for a while. She went to Anurag to talk to him about it, and he did nothing. He sat on his hands.
I mean, he talked to his partners about it, which is like
right, but they did nothing. Even he admits it. He puts out that he failed the victim.
Well, let's start there. What do you do in that situation? I can answer first if you don't want to answer first.
I mean, the first
as a not just a random guy, but one of the owners of the company that makes the movies that you make.
I think the first thing you do is you talk to her, you see what she has to say, and then you have to really analyze, like, you know, does this seem out of character for dude? And then you talk to dude about it. I don't know. I mean, you need to bring it.
At the end of the day,
you can't really ignore it.
At the end of the day, Anurag or, you know, Vikramaditya, these people are not cops.
No,
they're not fucking police officers. They're not expected to like arrest him. That doesn't mean don't do anything.
They could have cut him out
right
immediately.
That's where I'm.
You know, and I think that's what you do.
But it's tough. But it's like.
That's the way things are handled nowadays. Like even if the guy didn't do anything, you gotta kind of distance yourself from.
Now.
Yeah.
If this was 2017, 2016 when all this was going down, I'm not excusing it. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I just think
the culture has shifted here in the States, where I do feel like a few years ago you could easily brush things under the rug because that's exactly what's been happening.
Exactly.
I'm not defending them at all. It's just, what do you do?
That's the thing. From the article that you sent me that I read, it seems like she didn't want to reach out. And then she finally felt the need to reach out, you know. And this was the only person that she trusted, that she confided in, and he didn't do anything. It doesn't even sound like he talked to dude about it. He just kind of like thought, if we just ignore it, it's gonna go away. And it happens, and I get that. Like, this is your look. You gotta look at. I look at it this way too, and this is not defending his actions or whatnot, but. When it's your friend, when it's your someone that you're close to, your business partner, like this is someone we don't know the relationship. We don't know how long they've known each other. We don't know if they went to school together. You know,
we don't know that. You guys in the audience might know that.
Right?
You guys know.
You know, this might be his road dog, so it's just really hard for him to like, you know. I mean, there's people in my life that did stuff in high school that I learned about late. I've learned about, you know, within the last couple of years that they did something in high school that I never knew about, and. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable bringing it up and talking to him.
But see, and here's my.
But this wasn't in high school either.
Is it your responsibility to say something though? If the woman doesn't say anything, or man, because it could go both ways, is it your responsibility to say something? Because it's like.
You mean, is it your responsibility to get involved?
No. To say, here's what I'm gonna make up a scenario. Girl. Boy, they go out, whatever. I'm not even gonna add drinks or alcohol. Something goes down. Something inappropriate goes down. Okay, the girl goes and tells you about it. You know, he forced himself on whatever it might be. You fill in your own blanks. Is it your responsibility to go to the police?
No.
So I mean, because it's like, what if she says I don't want to go to the police? I don't know. Again, this is this made up situation here.
No,
At what point do you step in though?
I
do something.
Well, if she
Did
asked,
you not talk to the guy anymore based on what she's like?
From what I saw in the article, all she wanted was an apology from dude, and she wanted Anurag to make that happen. She said, "Listen, I'm uncomfortable. This guy did this to me. He's never said anything about. All he's done is he keeps harassed me." The
woman said, Kashyap said, "I don't want to know this right now, but he promised to fix it." Kashyap told Huffington India he remembers the incident differently. "I have a vague memory of it. I was super drunk and didn't quite process what she said. At the time, I knew something happened. I didn't know exactly what." The director said he now regrets not probing the issue further. This is from Huffington Post. But I'm asking you though, like, but even if he facilitated an apology, that doesn't solve the issue?
No, it doesn't solve the issue. I'm just saying what she wanted. And then this is different too. These aren't friends. This is an underling. This is someone that works for you, and someone that she doesn't work for directly, pulled some shit. So it's like, hey man, this should happen to me. Like, had this happened here, oh my god, just think about the lawsuits and all the crazy stuff that would be happening right now. Like this would. I feel like this is light. When because the legal process might be different. We don't know. All that. Not to mention, like providing proof, where she like saved samples of his jizz on her bag. By the way, for those of you who don't know what the situation is, what she's alleging is that she was passed out drunk and dude jerked off on her back. Basically.
Well, it actually goes into more. It was more than that. They were at the party for the Bombay Velvet premiere. They all went home at like 2:30 and 2-3 in the morning. The Vikras Bahl offered to take her home because it was late at night. As being the man, I want to take you home, make sure you get home.
Take her back to her hotel room.
Right.
They were.
So, as soon as they got in the hotel, she went in to go use the restroom, and she didn't know that he followed her in the hotel. He passed out, quote unquote, on the bed, and so she was trying to tell him to leave, and he was like passed out, so he didn't go anywhere.
Right.
So he was like, "Well, I guess she's not going anywhere, so let me create a divider with pillows so I can sleep over here." And then the moment I guess she went to lay down, that's when he made his move. She had just been in an accident, so she was in crutches and stuff like that, and then.
Well, she was already. She was walking with a limp.
And then what you said happened after that. That's when it all happened. And then there was also other harassment and things like that going on after that. But that according to this Huffington Post article, that's what happened. Here's my biggest thing. And it's I brought this up and now it disappeared. Oh, here it is. This is Vikramaditya's statement. He's the one who did Bhavesh Joshi.
Yeah.
And
Bhavesh
Joshi. So I'm gonna just read it. I didn't hear anything about the incident between Vikas and the girl when it happened in 2015. The first time I heard of it was in March of 2017 when Anurag called me and told me about it. So that's 2 years after the incident. Madhu, me, and Anurag sat with the girl and she told us the whole story in the same details as in the article. It was hard to hear, and it horrified us. We immediately began to take action. We offered suspending Vikas from the company for a long period of time, not letting him produce taking away his signatory rights as well as sending him to rehabilitation. She agreed. So did Vikas, who had no memory of the incident. We also worked towards formalizing this and even taking steps towards documenting these terms. However, I was informed by Anurag that the girl was now unwilling to pursue this matter any further because her boyfriend didn't want her to make her name public. Anurag and Shubhra tried very hard to convince her not to back away, but the boyfriend was firm. He said that they will find their own method to make Vikas pay. All of the above is something that Anurag and Shubhra told the writer of the article, but it's not in there. Of all the various remedies offered then to the girl and us, which included suspending him from the office, stripping him of any signing authority, and not allowing him to produce films, we did all of it. For those of you accusing me of being complicit, creating a boys' club, and protecting Vikas, I was silent in the press because I felt I was trying to make things right in a manner that at all times sought to protect the identity of the girl in question, without assigning any doubt whatsoever of her version of what had transpired, and most importantly, on terms that she wanted and expressly agreed to then. I'm truly sorry about what happened to the girl. Vikas Bahl is a sexual offender. He's preyed on a young woman, abused her trust, ruined her life. The scars are going to stay, and that just isn't right. The only thing I can offer now is an apology, and the only thing I can say is that this will never happen again on my watch. I actually believe what he said here. Now, based on hearing that, does that change anything?
No.
If they agreed on something to work it out and they were doing that with that, because I don't know if it was like, if we do this, will you not go to the cops type of situation? Because that's not what was kind of clear there.
Look, what I got from this was that he didn't know about it until way after the fact. Like, Anurag knew, he didn't know. He finally let him know a couple years later because I don't know what.
It probably came up again.
Yeah, how it got escalated. I completely understand. Once again, it's a different culture we're talking about. People find out some shit happened to her. It's gonna make her look bad. Her family's gonna find out. I understand why her boyfriend doesn't want anyone to fucking know because his family's gonna. I don't want to take it too old school.
Indian or not, it's just Indian or not. You wouldn't want that to someone to know about in America.
Right.
It's like not. It makes you feel tainted.
Right.
And it's sad because it shouldn't be that way.
No.
But that's the way the world. Because that's what sucks about all this shit.
That's where it happens.
It sucks.
It just feels like, and the dudes, and probably the reason why they're disbanding it is because they had to get rid of one of the founding partners, and they're just kind of like, we're just going to start over, start something new.
Anurag released a statement too about this. 2 of them actually. Phantom was a dream, a glorious one, and all the dreams do come to an end. We did our best and we succeeded and we failed, but I know for sure we'll come out this stronger, wiser, and we'll continue to pursue our dreams of our own individual ways. We wish each other the best. This was actually before everything broke out about the whole thing. And then, so...
I mean, you can't get away with shit nowadays because of the internet. That's really, like, everything gets posted immediately. There's no, there's no warning signs. Before, I feel like when something like this would have broke in a newspaper, the editor would call you up ahead of time and let you know, hey, this is going to come out.
Get ready.
So that you can start, getting ready to take out, extinguish fires, but you don't get that anymore. You don't get that courtesy anymore.
Well, I'm gonna read this, and it's a long one, but I'm gonna read it anyway. I feel like it's important that we get everyone's statements, at least from the big hitters. This is from Kashyap. While at Phantom, I did everything I could within what I was told by my partner and his lawyers. For legal and financial reasons, I was fully dependent on my partner and his team. They took care of those things so I could focus on what I did to be better. Creatives. His word and his team's word on any matter used to be the final word for us. And according to legal advice provided to me then, I was told that he had very limited options. Now in hindsight, and after taking stock of things myself, I can quite see how I was ill-advised. Since we were told then that there was very little we could do, we decided to take a strong moral stand whilst also taking steps in our power as part of the company. We first suspended him, we barred him from the premises, took away his signing authority.
I don't know what signing authority means.
Just producer, as a producer. Like, yeah, you can let's put this project in, that's what I'm assuming. Like, we'll greenlighting. I think it's greenlighting. We can greenlight this project, we'll fund this project, we'll do this, like, basically as a producer.
Yeah.
That's what I would take it. If that wasn't enough, I named and shamed him privately amongst whoever asked about it. While others in the industry were only rumor mongering, it was me who was responsible for bringing out Vikra's name publicly by speaking with Mumbai Mirror on an anonymous basis, and the publication eventually carried a front page article about the incident. Nothing about it was under wraps. It's been out there for more than a year. The victim had complete trust in me individually. However, since she knew I depended on others to handle legalities and perhaps was more perceptive than me in seeing how I was being poorly advised, maybe she found it difficult to trust that I would be able to or allowed to see the plan through of stripping Vikas of his power within the company. This could perhaps also be why she eventually backed out of signing the document that was being put in place, capturing the terms of how this would be dealt with. Another factor that was contributed to her retracting from going through with finalizing the document was the fact that she had just started a relationship and her boyfriend, who has been with her through all of this, was also freaked out and mistrusting of us. Since there was such a lack of trust and perhaps also a deep-seated belief that we would somehow eventually protect Vikas and not her, we were severely hamstrung in our ability to take any further action. On the basis of legal advice being sought then, we were told that we were handicapped by 2 things: that we were dealing with an equal promoter-director who actually ran the company, and that there were no provision in our contract to sack him on the grounds of misconduct. That sounds very similar to fucking Harvey Weinstein, because Harvey Weinstein had it in his contract that if he had any legal things, they would, as long as he paid it off, it was good. You couldn't fire him. And it was actually, when he went down, there was talks that he was going to sue the Weinstein company. I mean, because it also, technically he wasn't allowed to be fired for doing what he did.
It also sounds kind of like that Vikas was the money man in this operation. So they were using his money to make all the projects. You know, I mean, yeah, I don't even think you really need to finish reading this, to be honest with you. I just gotta see, I get it. A lot of it's regurgitated the same thing, and it's kind of, there's like veiled victim blaming in there. I mean, you know, victim shaming, if you will. It's just kind of one of those things where
I just feel like this is more complicated than it looks
I mean,
like.
it is complicated. It's completely complicated.
Because
you know?
it doesn't matter, even if you read the other, like, we were never there on those conversations. And this is the last time I'm going to say, well, I'm not defending, because now it sounds like I'm defending, because every time I fucking say that, it makes me feel like I am. But we were not there, we were not present on those conversations. On either side, we don't know what it's like to live with that, to be that person, to be in that situation. It seems that everybody's in agreement that Vikas is exactly who that he's being painted as. So there's no confusion that he's not an ass piece of shit. Like, that seems to be clear.
Right.
Anurag's not defending him. You know, Vikramaditya is not, defending him. If Anurag is the one who was leaking this shit a year ago, then clearly, like... So, again, it's a fucking complicated situation. It's just...
I mean, but you still bring up other questions. This is all CYA. You know what I mean? You know, that's...
Well, do you think it is?
I don't know. Honestly, like you said, it's complicated, and to be honest with you, I don't want to, really make that judgment call. Because we don't know what happened. We don't know where everyone's head's at. We don't know how much influence the girl and her boyfriend had over everything that was going on. I don't understand why you would need to leak her information to do all the things that we're doing, because none of this had to do with the police. None of this, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's my question.
That's a little complex
and
as
I
well.
wonder if that's an Indian thing, because no one gives a shit about the police. Like, police suck in India. I'm gonna base that on every single fucking movie we've watched with Indian police.
Right. And the comments.
And so it's like, is that why they don't go to the police? Because police kind of suck here too with this shit.
Right.
It's changing because of the culture shift right now.
They're trying.
But I mean, there's a lot of stories, especially when we were at school too. I mean, even before that, of just like girls experiencing things, going to campus police, and the campus police were like, "Oh, boys will be boys," or whatever. Even Brock Turner. I mean, it's just like, it fucking sucks. But at the same time,
or victim blaming is also the big part. Like, the first, why did you drink so much? Why would you put yourself in that situation?
So, I mean, because that's the other thing too. That night, I don't know what happened that night.
Right.
I believe that shit went down that shouldn't have happened for sure, but I don't know, like.
Well, we don't have a statement.
I wasn't there.
We don't have a statement from Homeboy either, and it kind of seems like he's playing the I don't remember card. I drank too much, I don't remember card.
But is that not valid?
No, it's not valid.
No. I'm not saying as an excuse to excuse his behavior, but I'm saying, like, people fucking black out. That doesn't mean he didn't do what he did. I'm not saying
right.
That. But that could also be, I don't remember.
Right.
I don't know. They just released their biggest movie because this Bombay Velvet was their highest budgeted film. Maybe it went too crazy that night.
Yeah.
My final question for this, and we'll move on to the other.
I think the issue was the behavior afterwards. After the incident happened, the way he was talking to her and treating her at work. Like, that's...
I agree. That I agree with. Do you feel like every single person involved here, their career should suffer? Like Anurag and Vikramaditya. Like, do you think Netflix should pull out of their deal with them? Do you feel like they should ever be able to make movies again? Do you think their names are tarnished?
I mean, I would hope this is something that eventually goes away, and I feel like now they're trying to correct.
What do you mean by going away?
People are going to forget that this happened, because at the end of the day, they weren't directly involved with the actual incident itself. What they're at fault with, what their issues are, is they, at least Anurag, fumbled
big time.
Fumbled the solution to the problem or whatever, how to remedy the situation. That's the biggest issue that goes ahead. And I mean, he's a human being. We're all, like I said, we don't know what was we don't know the factors. There's so many variables of why he didn't do it. I don't think you should punish him. I don't think he should never get to make a movie ever again. But I think.
Does he give you a sour taste in your mouth now about it?
Do I look at him differently? I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one.
For me, it's too early to say.
Yeah.
Because this story is just starting.
It's just starting. This is true. And right now, it's just one incident. It's just one incident. It's and two drunk people and one dude. The way I kind of look at it, and with a lot of these situations, is if one person comes out and an incident like this happens, because at the end of the day, it's even though it sucks and it's fucked up, it's tame compared to some other shit that we've heard about in Hollywood, or that the Brock Turner thing. Like, this is different than Brock. I mean, it's still bad.
They're all bad.
They're all
There's
bad.
A spectrum.
But there's a spectrum to it, and until other people start coming out, and this guy's like repeatedly done shit like this,
or Honorok continually swept things under the rug.
Exactly. Then that's when now we got a real big, and I hate to put it that way, but I feel like one time shit happens, it sucks, and we can't. You can't punish people for life because of stuff like that.
Although I would say Vika's.
I think he's done. Yeah, he's a different story.
He seems to deserve it because no one's defending him.
No.
When you have no one in your corner.
No.
That's saying something about your behavior.
I mean, they're throwing him under the bus, so who knows what they're.
That also could be it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, let one fish get eaten.
What it kind of looks like, from the statement, I was like, well, it's just, he's my. I mean, I guess he's my friend, but the only reason why he was even invited was because he was the one providing all the money for everything. So
one beer.
Yeah, just one beer.
So this is the follow up. So. He
has
a movie. He has a movie. The last Phantom Films film coming out is called Super 30, and it's about like this mathematician who was really, really creating this, like, I don't know. We can look it up later. It's not important. But the star Hitler Grosjean came out, and he basically started to go off on this too. I'll read his statement here. It is impossible for me to work with any person if she is guilty of such grave misconduct. I'm away and I have access to only sporadic information. I've requested the producers of Super 30 to take stock of the apparent facts and to take a harsh stand if need be. This is not to be hushed or brushed under the carpet. All proven offenders must be punished, and all exploited people must be empowered to give strength to speak up. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be a good situation all around for any of these people.
Right. I mean, did some stuff come out too with Kangana Ranu? She also said that he was hard to work with. Well, there we go. We got other, and it says it right there in the article. There's other people now coming out.
Yeah, a former employee of Phantom Films, actor Kangana Ranaut, and an unnamed female actor have claimed that Bahl harassed them sexually. I mean, he's fucked. He deserves it. I mean, it's like what we always talk about. If you do these fucked up things, eventually something's gonna. Don't be surprised when you gotta face the consequences.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad I watched Queen before all this, because I would definitely not watch it after this. Like, any praise I had for him, like going out there and filming, now it's all tainted because he worked with Kangana on Queen. So if this was happening, it happened not during this filming of Queen. Right. So now the movie's tainted. It's fucked up. But final Me Too thing. This has to do with All India Bok Chode. Okay,
so we have another situation we've been told about. Somebody actually asked us to pull down a reaction because this guy was in it. But former member of AIB has been accused by several women of sending unrequested dick pics in their DMs.
He's actually the end of the India the Resign video. He's like the guy at the very end. Stand-up comic. This is the statement that AIB said. We have been closely monitoring the sequence of events on social media around the allegations against AIB and also against our co-founder and CEO, Tanmay Bhatt. We cannot overlook Tanmay's role, and in light of this, he will be stepping away from his association with AIB until further notice. This implies that Tanmay will not be involved with the day-to-day functioning of AIB or in any other manner.
Now, what did he do? Because he's not the guy that was accused of it.
He was keeping it. He was the one brushing it under the rug.
But that guy wasn't even part of AIB when all these accusations. From what I read, the other article you put up, he quit. He wasn't a part of AIB. So I'm not sure exactly what he was doing. So from what I read, it seems like this guy wasn't a part of the troop anymore. I don't know when this started. Like, when these accusations originally came out, was he a part of the troop? Like, why does dude have to
go down with the ship?
Yeah, defend this guy if he did.
I don't know. Honestly, I've been trying. We were trying to actually look at what Tanmay actually did, and it was kind of hard to fine. I mean, the articles really are focusing on what Utsav did. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce his name, right? It's because it says Tanmay is said to have been aware of the alleged allegations of sexual misconduct. In an earlier statement, All India Bhakchod accepted that Tanmay had knowledge of the accusations and that he was
there's
informed
another
of
name,
harassment.
Gursimran Kamba. I don't even know who that is. That's a new name that popped up.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. And this happened in 2015, 2016. Yeah, I mean,
it's just a mess. That's really what it sounds like.
I mean, what it sounds like is it's the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
It sounds like people just like to fucking brush things under the rug.
Well, it looks like this guy's saying that he hooked up with this girl and he.
But hold on, let's take a pause. Okay, so I'm gonna, cause we've read a few articles and like I said, there's just not really anything super concrete.
Right.
He was texting. He was definitely being too forward with this. Like it even said in one of the articles, he gets a rush from getting nudes from girls. If I told you that I was going out and doing that with girls, would you turn me in?
I would tell you to stop doing it. If you're telling me that you're just, hey, I'm just randomly sending my dick to girls, like, on one of these dating sites or something like that, like, you know, I'd be like, you know, not cool. And I would definitely tell you, like,
what happens if one time you get some titties back? One every 20.
I mean, is that...
What if the success rate is actually better than you think? I'm not speaking from experience. I've never done that. I'm just asking.
I mean, it's...
Because this
is
not the same as fucking us going and doing this shit.
No. You sending dick pics to someone on their phone is like... This is a whole new phenomena. I don't... It pales in comparison to the rest of the shit. I personally think it's kind of funny, and I shouldn't. But I don't think that people getting... random dick pics in their DMs are as offended as they're trying to make it out to be. Like, it's not going to ruin their life. It might, you might send it to some ultra conservative girl who doesn't, like, has never done this shit before, but I'm going to get flamed for this, but it's almost like it depends on who's sending it to you kind of deal. Like some girls, like, if one guy...
If Hithrik Roshan was sending dick pics, would you be like, oh my god?
It's like the good-looking guy hitting on a girl versus the ugly guy, and they always seem to complain that all these guys are always harassing me, like, hitting on me. But when
and then you look at them and they're all trolls.
Yeah, but then that good-looking guy does it, and they deal with it.
Well, the only reason why I asked you if I said I was doing this, whatever, and what would you do? Because if anyone's gonna get in trouble, it should be the fucking... Because, I mean, I don't know if this Gurusman Kamba dude, because I didn't see his name until this article. Now, if there's some actual... I'm going to look it up as we go right now, but if it's that bad, then I can see why he steps down.
Yeah.
But if it's just a sexting thing, it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to say?
Right.
Stop sexting.
Exactly.
Give me your phone.
Exactly.
Like, what the...
Not to mention the guy's not a part of the troop anymore, or he hasn't been for a while.
So Gurusman Kamba has been accused by a woman of misconduct, but the comedian has categorically denied any violation of consent.
She said she and the comedian had hooked up 2-3 times consensually.
And continued being friends, but things escalated when on 2 separate occasions, Kamba tried to repeatedly make out with me while we were hanging out. He laid on top of me on the couch, and I had to physically shove him away, turn my face, or push his. He would then stop. And we would hang out and ignoring the entire thing.
He would then stop.
Wait, hold on. Let's finish before we judge. This led to... The woman said the comic later realized he had feelings for her, but by that time she was already in a relationship. This led to drunk calls, threats to ruin friendships, emotional blackmail, which I wonder what emotional blackmail means specifically, and emotional abuse that went on for 5 months. In 2016 in Delhi, when we hung out, he wanted to come over. I said no. He said he didn't want to do anything, just spend time with me. I didn't believe this, but I said no. Or I don't disbelieve this, but I said no. This was followed by him by being angry and nasty and abusive. My equation with him has led to incredible stress, anxiety, and a burden I carry even today in terms of how I conduct myself and navigate relationships, trust, and general insecurity issues.
I mean, we know what this is. They used to date. She stopped dating him. He still had feelings for her. He went a little psycho.
A lot of psycho.
Fair enough. A lot of psycho, whatever. She remained friends with him, and then finally she cut it off when she started dating a new guy. I mean, I mean, this is not justifying him acting the way he did after they stopped hooking up.
This is not on the same level as
No, this is fucking completely fucking different. This is not a Me Too thing. This is a dude that
He's
had
an asshole.
he had genuine feelings for this girl. She fucking crushed him. He didn't know how to deal with it. So he
needed to get laid. He had to get another girl and get laid.
Right.
And then
the only way to get over someone is to get under someone else. Yeah, this situation is completely different, and I feel like this is also a case of like, why the fuck does Tamne or what?
You have to get this
exactly.
shit.
Why does he have to deal with this shit? Like, this is not. Why is this his job? What do you want him to do? Hey, bro, stop acting like a fucking psycho. That's the most he could. What is take his phone away? Fucking, I'm taking your phone away, so you never call her again. You know, like what are you supposed to do? This is ridiculous. You know? This is on a level where it's like, come on, man.
Again, it's not like what he did was good.
It's not good at all. We're not defending what he did.
But it's like...
He's not a rapist.
I mean, that's not what it says. Because he's like, he would force himself on me, I would make a deal out of it, and then we would stop. And we hung out like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And he stopped is pretty key word.
And he stopped. And he stopped. And he stopped. I mean, that's really what we got. And they hooked up before. They used to date. Consensually did before. So, you know, it sounds like he was feeling her, she stopped feeling him, and
that happens.
And that happens.
It happens the other way too.
You know,
it happens both ways.
Right. And I think someone needs to get like arrested or have their life ruined over that or something like that? Like, you know?
Not over this.
No, not at all. You know?
I don't.
If he wasn't like famous, or if you want to call him famous, this wouldn't be a story. This would be a non-story. You know.
Maybe that's the problem with society, Gian, is that it's so common that it happens all over the place.
But you know, I've dated girls, broken off with them, and had plenty of phone calls. I've had naked pics sent my way. I've had like threats of shit happening when I'm like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. You know. I've had can I just come over and see you? Can we just hang out? And then that turns into...
I've had it too.
You know...
I've had it, believe it or not, me too. # me too.
Not. I'm going to go... I'm just kidding.
It's just... This one, I'm not going to say it's ridiculous, because that does make these... What went on, it makes it seem like they're not important, because if either of these girls felt violated and they felt like... Because we don't know what it meant by emotional harassment.
Right.
If he's calling her... saying I'm gonna fucking kill you if you don't come over, or
yeah.
I'm gonna kill myself, or whatever.
Absolutely.
Then that's a problem.
Yeah.
Not a problem for Tanmay, but a problem for the girl to deal with.
Absolutely.
That's stressful. I can imagine. Oh, I'm out with my boyfriend, and this fucking guy keeps calling me, and he's not just any guy. He's the dude from All India Bach Show. So
right.
At some point, I have to answer because he has some sort of power.
Yeah,
whatever,
for sure.
But it's just like, block his number. Change your fucking screen name on WhatsApp.
I mean, we gotta be careful with exactly what we say, what she's supposed to do, but there's
in America, that's what would happen.
There's definitely some measures you can take, you know. And then if the guy
file harassment,
exactly. If the guy starts showing up,
harassment. What's it called? A restraining order.
Yeah, the second someone starts showing up at your house unannounced, then that's when you call the police. That's when you start getting authorities involved. But yeah, there's definitely things you can change your number. You could. You know, you could block numbers, you could so on and so forth. You could block them on all social media stuff. I mean, there's ways around it, but not, you know, I think the problem is that we started with the heavy stuff, and then we started going to like lighter and lighter territory, and that's where.
Yeah, it's just.
Yeah.
Let's end the whole thing with this. Let's. Do you feel like AIB will be the same without him involved?
I mean, to be completely honest with you, bro, I have no idea
know
who any of these guys are. Like, I don't know who's in charge of writing stuff. We haven't like reacted to an AIB video in so long, you know, that we honestly, you know, it's Anurag is definitely a little closer to us because we're big fans.
Do you think he'll be able to recover without Pam? I think so, because I think there's so many directors that had relationships with film studios, and then that went under, and then they went on to do different things.
I don't think his life is over. I think if it comes out that this guy was like the money man behind everything, you know, and that's part of the reason why he was able to make so many projects. Then you got that to deal with. But I hope this all gets resolved. I hope it doesn't ruin his life. You know, I don't think it will.
I just still don't understand why Tanme is getting in trouble.
No, that.
I really don't.
And then maybe you guys in the comments.
Please let us know.
Yeah, let us know why.
We really struggled to find like concrete information.
Yeah, that last article that we read was the best, probably the clearest one. And I personally.
Because if it comes out that it was like, dude, you guys read the wrong article, and like, here's a list of all the things he didn't report.
Right.
We'll retract this shit right now. We won't delete the video, but it's like
exactly. When it comes out that homeboy raped 17.
Then we're gonna
animals.
Then we will. You know. But this is not. Yeah, but right now.
From what this, I don't think. And then Tanme was like paying to cover it up and shit. Like he killed a bunch of hookers, and then Tanme was what's his face?
Wrote a skit about it.
Well, from American Psycho, like his family was like covering up all of his crimes.
Yeah.
Patrick
Bateman, yeah.
Bateman.
I don't know. It sucks because this is not gonna end if the Me Too movement is now really getting into India.
Yeah, more and more stuff's gonna pop out.
Do not be surprised if your favorite stars start to get popped, and that's talking about Amir Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan. I'm not saying that they're doing anything. I'm just saying that once this dirt starts to get brought up, there's no stopping it.
The wig from 2.0 is gonna get accused of touching someone's ass.
If that happens, bro, there's gonna be riots in the streets. I'm just saying though, because that's happened here in the United States. So
I mean, every day it seems like there's a new James Franco accusation.
And his thing, his was like this, in my opinion, with the texting. That's really what it was.
Oh no, but he's had other stuff that apparently got accused of when he was on Freaks and Geeks. It's not coming out.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
I just know.
Well, it just came out.
Oh, okay. So then maybe I shouldn't say. But I thought it was just the sexting. Of
No, he shoved Busy Phillips down, and then a bunch of girls said he was harassing them on set. When he was also 19 years old. Yeah. But once again, do we defend? Just you're 19.
No, I know. It doesn't.
Doesn't mean your character changes that much. Who knows? But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching. Joe, smash that like button. Leave comments. Let us know what you think.
Let us know in the comments how you guys feel about all this. Are you guys angry? Or do you feel like this is nonsense? Do you feel like...
do you think we didn't make a big enough deal? Did we make too much of a deal about it? Let us know.
Will you guys support AIB after this? Will you guys support Kashyap after this? Let us know in the comments.
Let's have a discussion. We'll see you next time.